Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, world. You are welcome to today's Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. And it is the first for this new week as we head, towards the Yuletide. Morning Spring, it is Morning Spring o'clock, 7 a.m. every weekday. This is where we get to talk about everything that truly matter in this nation, from the national to the subnationals, and sometimes beyond the shores of this nation, is about this great nation called Nigeria. For us to have a deeper understanding of what is going on and for us to make a very good decision about these issues, we look into the headlines, and of course, we then get talking about these issues. And today, it's an exciting one, I promise you. Femi Ojo is my name. We left on Friday, and God has been so good. We are back here to do this with you on Morning Spring, on Western Spring Television, where we say it as it is. And Tokwe is here. Tokwe, good morning.
Good morning, Femi.
Yeah.
How did your weekend go?
Well, very pleasant, actually. Hope you had a good one as well.
Almost,
all right.
Yeah.
That works.
Well, it's a beautiful morning indeed, dear listener and viewer. Thank you for always keeping faith with us on this amazing, channel, WSTV. And this is Morning Spring, where we serve you the headlines, making the rounds and the faces of the dailies, bringing you quality analysis from the mouths of our analysts. My name is Temitope Achijola, and it promises really to be a good week. We hope.
Yeah, a good week. That's what everybody is hoping for and waiting for, especially as the Yuletide is almost upon us right now. And the colors are changing, people are preparing purchases here and there, people are making plans. The dirty December thing as well, not really like dirty, but the DTTY, dirty December, meaning the enjoyment, as what they say in Nigeria, especially for those I just got back, actually. I just got back. People.
Right.
And so it's always a time of reunion, time of Thanksgiving. In the US, there's the season of Thanksgiving, actually, and all of those things. But in the middle of that, we have to truly reason together about the state of this Nigerian nation. And that's why we wake up every day to come here and have these analyses. A lot is to be talked about today, but because of the exigency of time, we'll rather go to the papers right now. The newspaper segment is next. Stay with us. All right, we kickstart the newspaper segment today from the front page of This Day. This Day newspaper on this day. Presidency, how Tinubu ordered Nigeria's military to foil Benin coup. How Tinubu ordered Nigeria's military to foil Benin coup. Riders here sent in air and ground troops. Federal government, it was direct assault on democracy and represent a subversion of the will of the people, declares ECOWAS, deploys forces and fix bad leadership or expect more military takeovers. CD wants a regional body, and it is concerning. Article expresses worry. Shortly, you get to have the graphics of these papers, but then it is what it is. Talking about the Benin coup. It was an attempt at a coup, and obviously it failed. Actually, we learned the president is safe and all of those things. Though those coup plotters took over a media house to make the announcement, but we don't know what happened. You can't announce, at least as history, as students, you can't announce a coup without first seizing power. It's when you seize power, when you are sure, or maybe there are contingents, some were deployed to the palace to take over, and some will immediately make the announcement. But they went ahead to make the announcement without a coup. But thank goodness, everything is clear. And of course, you know what will happen is investigations and arrest. And you know, all coup is a treason against the state. In Nigeria, it's punishable by death, actually, especially through the military days, the decrees and all of those things, because that means you want to topple. You are not the ones who want to. You are tempted to topple the government by whatever, by force, beyond, you know, the issues of constitution or the provisions, proviso of the constitution. Now, for me, it raises so many questions, right? Why is this happening? Especially in Sub-Saharan Africa, actually.
Yeah.
Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, all of those places. Well, India was an attempt, you know, in Nigeria. That was denied, by the way. But then it's neither here nor there in Nigeria as well. And so, but your country, my country, played a big brother role because we're sending troops, ground troops, air troops. We even learned there was some, you know, some at the air level. So Nigeria, you know, have the situation actually. We could see us coming out with the shoulders and all of those things, which is good. That is what a good neighbor should do for itself. But you know the question that he raises, very easy. Is the father,
what's happening at home?
That's what they call it. You know, that's what they call it around there. Who would rather go to another street to go and show that he's good, but in his own neighborhood, things are going bad. But then I think that doesn't take away the fact that at this instance, the military in Nigeria should be praised. And if they've gone on that kind of salvation, actually, then that means there is deeper issues in Nigeria. When Nigerian troops go out, they come back with medals.
Excellent.
What is the problem with not winning the battle with it? A coup was attempted in Benin, and Nigeria saved the day. I wouldn't know, maybe other countries, but then there is proof that yes, air troops, ground troops saved the day, and the whole thing was attempted. But in Sokoto and Bauchi and Katsina and Niger and Benue and Plateau, it seems they are failing.
Yeah.
So what exactly is the problem with it?
That goes to show us all that when there is a problem that refuses to go, then the problem is just within us. It's in our systems. You see, when water has flown into water, it's very difficult to separate. I don't know if you're understanding my analogy, but yes, that's how it is. And all of these countries now where we're having the situations, bring them to another country as well, not just Nigeria going there. Bring Sudan's military, bring Burkina Faso's military, bring all of these militaries, bring them to another country. You will see them, you know, proving their worth. But so that's to show that Africa has a systemic problem. Africa has deeply rooted, you know, institutional problems that are beyond I don't know. So maybe what I'll just think is maybe we should start outsourcing, you know, problems. I'm not joking. When Sudan has a problem, maybe Nigerian military should go there. And when we have a problem, maybe Sudanese military. So there will be no sympathy. Right? We'll not sympathize with one another. So you just go there and, you know, address the situation. How
deep of a knowledge can foreign troops have actually when they come into your place? But you know, it was easier for this coup attempt because obviously it will have happened in a centralized place, so you could just take over. But the issue in Nigeria, as is happening in Katsina, can they be in Niger? Can they be in Sokoto?
Oh, believe me sincerely,
can they be in all of those places?
When I tell you that every country around us, especially our neighboring countries, I'm talking about Ghana, Benin, and all of this, they know what they. Because I think that's how countries are intelligent, or how would I put it, gather intelligence. You should know about your neighbor's business if you want to survive and stay afloat. Because if you do not try to know about their problems, it may be yours someday.
Their problem might become your problem.
Exactly.
And I think that's part of why Nigeria
I know that
come in that place.
I mean, if the US has intelligence about you or about don't even say no. I'm talking about even at the basics.
You are bringing a bazooka to a wood fight.
I just wanted to prove that Africa knows about
that they are fighting with a plank.
Africa knows about Africa, and if Europe knows about you believe me sincerely.
But then kudos to Nigeria for saving the day. But it raises another question before we go on, the question of good leadership, actually. And that's why, you know,
that's
one of those writers talks about rule well. Stop behaving like whatever I don't want to say, and you will not give the people. In fact, if there is a coup attempt, it's the people of the nation that will rebel against those people to say, we don't agree. But the moment you are ruling and it's all about you politicians doing politician things, whenever those armies or those military will take over, sometimes you see the people say, leave them. Let's have a feel of a new fresh air. That's what happened in Burkina Faso, where the people, in fact, a concert, many concerts was held or were held because they feel, let's do away with these guys in Kaftan. If it's military coup, let's have a feel of what is happening, even though it's not fashionable again. But the point here is the politicians, let them rule well. So that the first line of defense will not even be the military. It will be the people saying, no, you can't do this to us. And that's the way.
And another thing I really want to point out is for so many people who are wondering why we will have our own problems and it will seem like we go over to other people to solve theirs. It's just that we have a collective responsibility to keep our, our environment, so to speak. We have that responsibility to them, just like we have civic responsibility in Nigeria. That's the kind of responsibility it is. When Africa, some parts of Africa are in turmoil, and Nigeria goes there to, play the big brother, to intervene, yes. And that's how you see America too doing all of those things outside. That's because we have a responsibility.
So the world is a global village. Again, presidency, how Tinubu ordered Nigeria's military to fall Benin coup, still on the front page of this day newspaper. Moving on, ADC to B, make up your mind now. There you go. ADC to B, make up your mind now. Atiku, this is Jonathan at Abuja home. All right, it is what it is. All right, and there is a picture, at the top part, Congressman representing Arizona, Rep. John Oscomoni, the Rep. Scott Falkland representing Florida's. And then the NSA in Nigeria and these persons during the U.S. congressional delegation fact-finding mission to Nigeria following earlier agreements with the NSA in Washington, D.C. on shared security priorities. Top strip, France offers help to defeat terrorism. Riba to meet a U.S. congressman, 100 children released in Niger. American delegation towards Benue visit IDP, meet with governor and others. It sounds more like a good news, even if it's just a part of 100 children released in Niger. We hope they are brought back safe and sound, and others would be released in time as well. That'll be all from this day newspaper.
All right, let's go now to Daily Trust newspaper this morning. And the banner headline here says, why coups are unsettling West Africa. The composed body of Quranic teacher found in Niger, right? The composed body of Quranic teacher found in Niger, rather. And right here, Imo Seals Hostel. Imo Seals Hotel mortuary over alleged organ harvesting. Imo Seals Hotel mortuary over alleged organ harvesting. And below that, airfares rise by over 300% in 2 years. Airfares rise by over 300% in 2 years. And here, below, just below the nameplate here, genocide, U.S. lawmakers visit Nigeria on fact-finding mission. What you should know about non-interest mortgage in Nigeria. Bandits kill 7 in Sokoto communities. Bandits kill 7 in Sokoto communities. Those headlines making the face of Daily Trust newspaper this morning.
All right, from the Daily Trust newspaper, The Punch is next, punching it hard. Security crisis. Tinubu, Macron hold talks as U.S. fact-finders arrive. Tinubu Macron hold talks as U.S. finders arrive. All right, and with the right at that headline, U.S. delegation meets NSA, visits Benue, Nigeria, France, security park. Bandits release 100 Niger rupees. What's going on? Who is negotiating that? Well, I hope we are not negotiating from a place of weakness right now, because it has a number that they too. Why are they releasing them in tranches?
You negotiate from a place of strength.
Well, if you are in the place of strength, actually,
there's no negotiation.
Right. All right. Now, defection rumors rise as Fubara faces mountain assembly fire. It is what it is. Coastal Highway, Cross River residents get $1 billion compensation. It's from Lagos to Calabar, Lagos corridor to Calabar. So compensation is being talked about right now. Coastal Highway, Cross River residents get $1 billion compensation. And away from that, bottom street, Pengusan, Dangote rift widens over salary suspension. Pengusan, Dangote rift widens over salary suspension. And Anambra prison inmate wins International Whistleblower Award. Anambra prison inmate wins International Whistleblower Award. Wow. Doing big things from a small place, actually. Wow. And Boko Haram fight last, I hope, there is a part in which I'm thinking about now. Anambra prison inmate wins International Whistleblower Award. I hope the guy is, would soon leave whatever time he's serving right now. If it's serving time or it was just a momentary thing or whatever. What I mean in essence is, now that he has been named, now that he has been shown as a person that has won a particular award, whistleblower award, I hope that person is not in confinement. You know why? Because if you have blown a whistle that has gotten you this kind of award, it must have been something big. And if you are still behind bars, it might not be too safe, if you understand what I mean. All right. Now, Boko Haram fight lasting longer than civil war is troubling. Boko Haram fight lasting longer than civil war is troubling. The civil war was from 1967 to 73 years. Okay, now on the basics, these insurgency and Boko Haram fight, we alleged it has been on since 2009. Actually, and this is 2025, 16 years of deaths, actually. All right. Top strip, Abiodun Adeboye associate honor Adedoye at 90th birthday Thanksgiving. That's a foremost industrialist there. And the PTP crosses Wike block plan state congresses national convention. All right. Wike block plan state congresses and national convention. And Nigeria's World Bank debt to hit $9.65 billion. Nigeria's World Bank debt to hit $9.65 billion. Few billions here and there, actually. And just below that, front coup, ECOWAS deploys troops to Benin. And you can see the faces of the coup plotters there. For coup, ECOWAS deploys troops to Benin. All right, that will be all from the front page of the Punch for today.
All right, moving on to the Nation newspaper this morning. And it says here, day of rescue, 100 Niger pupils out of hostage, 14 victims freed from Enugu forest, 7 taken out from Kaduna forest. And you see all the words used here. Niger pupils out of hostage, 14 victims freed, 7 taken out from Kaduna forest. And you begin to wonder, all of this, well, it's saying here more like the abductors just release them because, and this particular one about taken, the one that was taken, And so what, became of the abductors? How were they rescued? How were they released? How were they taken? The choices of words right there. But then we move to the next story there. Nigeria sends fighter jets, ground forces as troops foiled coup in Benin Republic. All right, below the nameplate right there. Ribadu in talks with US team. Ribadu in talks with US team. And to the bottom strip right there, Tinubu picks ambassador nominee from the top of global universities. Tinubu picks ambassador nominee from the top of global universities. All right, those headlines making the face of the Nation newspaper this morning.
All right, from the Nation newspaper, we still have the Vanguard. The Vanguard newspaper, democracy survives. Hooray. How Benin Republic, who failed, how Benin Republic, who failed the federal government. All right, and with riders, Benin Interior Foreign Minister speak, a dozen soldiers arrested. Nigerian Air Force conduct multiple precision airstrikes on fleeing coup plotters. And federal government ECOWAS AU condemned attempted takeover. ECOWAS deploys troops to Benin Republic. And beside that, you have two pictures. Face of a coup plotter, Lieutenant Colonel Pascal Tigre. All right, face of a coup plotter, Lieutenant Colonel Pascal Tigre. And, it's like in the Southwest when something like this has happened and you finally see the culprit, they will say, Ojulere, Ojuleda, Olere, maybe not stealing now, but then stealing the money of the people because he wanted to take over power, whatever his reasons are. And the man that has just survived that scare, President of Benin Republic, Patrice Talon, all right? So much to say about that. And federal government secures release of 100 school children abducted in Niger State. Serap to INEC explained missing 55.9 billion naira voted for 2023 poll materials with rider list, smart card readers, ballot papers, others. And police storm kidnappers camp in Abuja, rescue 7 victims, arrest suspected killers of retired judge in Delta. And PDP crashes, Wike's camp moves to reorganize state chapters, conduct fresh congresses, convention, and top strip. LP reps to Tinubu and APC prioritize welfare and security of people, not 2027 politics. Amid a blackout, NERC, that's the NERC export clash, as discos revenue rises to 1.7 trillion naira. Discos are making money from darkness, actually, from offering next to nothing in terms of value. Billing collection efficiency on the rise. NERC and expert disagree, say customers are being cheated. And here you have this from the sport scene. AFCON 2025, Super Eagles face chaotic build-up as team fight against Egypt-friendly. All right, later this month, it will be the African Cup of Nations. And Mr. and Mrs. is one of my favorite, this part of the Vanguard. Mr. speaks here. The group asked another tricky question. They said, mention the most beautiful woman in the world. I was confused, so I let it pass. And the woman responds, with a woman under his roof, only a stupid, wicked, good for nothing, visionless, and dumb man will let such question pass. Interesting. All right. That'll be all from the Vanguard newspaper. But the mistake, when you are asked who is the most beautiful woman in the world, there are some things that doesn't need pondering. It should be automatic for a married person, actually. You should know. And maybe that's why these use of words, maybe I should take that again. The woman responds, with a woman under his roof, only a stupid, wicked, good for nothing, visionless, and dumb man will let that question pass. as Mr. said, he was confused for a bit. Why are you confused?
She's being sentimental.
Really?
Yes,
All
because you by default, it's just like when you say, you can't tell me I'm hungry. I tell myself, I know when I'm hungry. I should tell you I'm hungry, not you telling me that I'm hungry.
Okay.
So she doesn't need to tell him that she's the most beautiful. He did not see her as the most beautiful person. And so he was confused because he probably didn't have a most beautiful woman in his corner.
As you have said it, that works as well. That will be all.
All right, so dear viewer, thank you for, keeping faith with us thus far. It is the end of newspaper review session on this installment of Morning Spring. We'll take this quick break. When we return to BTD analysis, stay with us.